Peace, 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 love, light of healing, peace, love, light of healing, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in, climb on in. Y'all climb on in the building. How y'all doing? Y'all got somebody, well, a couple of posts basically some shots been thrown at me, and people talking about that you cannot clinically find the chakras in the body. Oh my. Ooh wee. So we got people out here. I don't know why y'all be coming for me. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know everything I say, I prove it, and I back it up with scientific facts, evidence, and data. Clinical data at that. So we got some people on here talking about, that you cannot clinically find the chakras in the body. Oh, okay, let's prove it. And I want to show you why chakra healing, or what you call endocrine healing, is so important. For instance, I'm going to start it off like this. So if you look at the word chakra, chakra mean wheel, chakra mean energy center, and chakra mean vortex. All right. And the reason why it's called a wheel is because this wheel is a neurological network in the body that actually creates energy. And these are points inside the body. There's way more than 7 chakras in the body, but we're going to focus on 7 of them. Matter of fact, we're going to focus on 9 of them today. And we're going to focus on the endocrine system, which is what the chakras is. So if you look at chakras from a clinical standpoint, or the MD terminology, or the allopathic terminology for what it is, it's called the ganglia. That's what it's called, the ganglia. All right. So inside of each individual organ that's in your body, or what we're going to call the glandular highway, inside of each individual gland. I hate calling them glands because they produce something. That's why I don't like calling it the endocrine system, because the endocrine system is something that secretes a hormone. If you look at the chakras or the glands that I'm going to be speaking about today, they actually create something. If it creates something, it's an organ. If it secretes something, then it's a gland. So the endocrine system is not really a glandular highway. It's a organ highway. Now, inside each of these organs, or what the allopathic community actually call glands, you have something called the ganglia. Now, what the ganglia is, if y'all think I'm lying, look, let's just do this. I'm live on 2 platforms too, so y'all might see me looking back and forth from my tablet to here. But look, check this out, y'all. Check this out. The ganglia.
According to Verywell Health, ganglia are clusters of nerve cell bodies found throughout the body. They are part of the peripheral nervous system and carry nerve signals to and from the central nervous system.
Hold on, let me show them too. So I'm going to read it. It says ganglia. All right, ganglia is a plural of the word ganglion. Ganglia is clusters of nerve cell bodies found throughout the body. They are part of the peripheral nervous system and carry nerve signals to and from the central nervous system. So inside each different organ inside the body, or each different gland inside the body, you have a cluster of what you call nerve endings. These nerve endings put together, they make a bridge. They're called the ganglia. All right, the ganglia then is so electrical in these different points inside the organs that you need high amounts of carbon. All right, carbon is nothing but melanin, or what you call melanin carbon constituents. So we're going to say you have melanin clusters inside the nerve endings in these vortexes or glands or organs inside the body. This is what you call chakras, right? It's what you call chakras. Matter of fact, it emits so much frequency out of these different parts of the body, or what we're going to call the endocrine system, or what we're going to call the glandular highway, or what we're going to call the organs, that you can actually go to a doctor and they can take sonographic images of you, and they will straight show colors permeating from these different centers, because that's how much frequency you have coming from these different centers, circles, wheels, whatever you want to call them. All right, so it's called the ganglia. All right, and then you have Dr. Layla Africa. He called it the 12 melanated clusters. Like you have the 12 cranial nerves inside of your brain. I mean, you have them all throughout the body, and what they do is amazing. They actually act like a computer center for the body, and it's important to heal these things and cleanse and detox these things while you're healing. Like, for instance, if we're going to talk about the hypothalamus campus, or what you call the hypothalamus gland, which is truly an organ, it produces a substance, and these substances actually manage the rest of the different organs and the rest of the different glands inside of your body. They will call the hypothalamus gland or the hypothalamus campus the Keter chakra. Then you go down and you start looking at the third eye. The third eye is the pineal gland, or what they call the pineal gland. The third eye is in control of creating something called melatonin and serotonin. This is in control of your biological clock, or what they call the circadian rhythm, the awakening and sleep pattern. During the day, the pineal gland actually releases or produces melatonin and hold it till the night, and then it releases melatonin for you can go to sleep. And during the night, it produces serotonin, and it release it during the day, because serotonin is basically your functioning that makes your penis hard. It helps you metabolize your food. It tells you if you're hungry or not. It makes you focus. That's where serotonin comes from. It means to be serious. Melatonin means to be mellow. So that's the third eye. Then at the back of the third eye, you have something called the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is in control of the reproductive system of males and of females. For instance, it produces something called prolactin. Prolactin is how a woman get her breast milk to actually come down for the baby can suck on her breast. And then not only that, the pituitary gland, or what we're going to call the third eye, the back of the third eye, which is the pituitary gland, it actually creates something called oxytocin. And oxytocin is the love binding chemistry, or the love binding hormone. And the baby get that through stimulation, by stimulating the nipple when it's sucking on the nipple to bind to its mother. The same thing with sex. When you're having sex, your pituitary gland and your pineal gland is stimulated, and through the pheromones of your hairs on your pubic or private areas, they connect. And that's the reason why you ain't supposed to be shaving and doing bikini waxes and stuff like that, because when you making love to your significant other, y'all hair is supposed to rub against each other when y'all are making love, because y'all are stimulating the pheromones that's coming from the hair, and that actually goes to the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland then releases this love binding chemistry called oxytocin, and it literally makes you fall in love through the stimulation of the pheromones through the hair. I mean, and I'm just on third eye right now. Not only that, the pituitary gland also produces something called the parathyroid stimulating hormone. And the pituitary gland stimulates the thyroid, and the thyroid and the parathyroid do their own thing. And the thyroid and the parathyroid is like the gear shift of the body. And you know, gear shift is what puts your vehicle in park, it will put your vehicle in neutral, and it what puts your vehicle in drive. You can't do none of that without these chakras. And notice these chakras give you your energy and motion, or what I call emotion. Without the hypothalamus gland, which is the Keter chakra, you cannot even have memory, because what the hypothalamus gland does is it takes those memories and it takes those nucleotides and it stores it in the tissues of all different parts of the cells of the body. That's the reason why somebody can have brain surgery and get half of their brain taken out and they still remember everything, because the hypothalamus campus, or the hypothalamus gland, is in control of sending memories into each individual cell through the body. Even when we talking about epinephrine, and we talking about neuroepinephrine, when we talk, and that's your fight or flight chemistry, cortisol, you know, adrenaline, it has you running around when you are scared. All these is produced by what you would call the glandular highway, or what you would call the chakras. So we see that these different organs inside the body that's secreting and that's creating these certain type of hormones due to mineral or vital mineral and nutrients exchange to basically through electrical magnetic frequencies in the body. You're actually projecting thought through these things, and they're telling your body what to do. These are what you call chakras, and I'm gonna show y'all how they can biohack the chakras, right? So right now we still on the third eye. Now we moving down to the throat chakra, which is what you would call the thyroid and the parathyroid. Now, the interesting thing about the thyroid and the parathyroid is the parathyroid produces parathyroxin and parathyromone. Parathyroxin and parathyromone is actually what pulls calcium from the calcium bone matrix and it puts it into the bloodstream. Calcium acts as a buffering system to acidosis. So anytime you got acids in the body, the mucous membrane will respond, and it will respond to LDL cholesterol. This will then trip the thyroid and the parathyroid. The thyroid and the parathyroid will secrete something or produce and secrete something called parathyromone or parathyroxin, and this basically controls the level of calcium through the bloodstream based off of your acidity or the level of pH, potential hydrogen, that's in your body. So say if you are very, very acidic, say that your body is in your cells is sitting at a 6.1 on a potential hydrogen scale, and you super acidic, and your blood is finna start taking a ash from it. Because if the blood goes down or goes up 2 desmos, you die of acidosis or alkalosis. Well, what happens is the thyroid will trip the thyroid become tripped, and then it'll send a signal to the blood. The blood will then release these hormones from the fucking bone marrow, and then calcium will start going into the bloodstream, and it'll go wherever the acid's at, and it will neutralize the acids, straight neutralize them. It neutralizes it to the point where sometimes too much mucus and too much acid is coming because you're not changing your diet and you're not taking herbs and stuff like that, that the calcium will then calcify the acids, and then it will crystallize the disease inside of the body. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this is just, we only on the throat chakra. Now look, not only that, the thyroid and the parathyroid is actually in control of your basal temperature too. When it's tripped, it make you sweat, it make you perspire. That way you can get rid of all the sweat glands to open up, and you can start sweating out the acids. You can start sweating out the metabolic waste that's been building up in your cells. You can start sweating out any type of toxemia. You see what I'm saying? It's in control of when you go into cold weather, it helps warm your skin up. When you're in hot weather, it helps open up your skin for your organism that we call your skin can breathe. I'm still on the throat chakra. I haven't even went down to the heart chakra, what we call the thymus gland. I could talk all day about this, but let's go down to, again, the ganglion nerve endings that's inside of the thymus gland, and what we call the heart chakra. When you look at the thymus gland is a lymphatic associated tissue, by the way. Very, very important, because we know that the lymphatic system is the only way to cleanse any type of disease or toxemia out of the body. So we see that the thymus gland is literally a lymphatic associated tissue and a organ. Now, the thymus gland is actually, so the bone marrow produces white blood cells and red blood cells, to be exact. You get some in the spleen too, but that's another chakra we're going to get to. Once the bone marrow produces blood, what happens is it goes to school in the thymus gland. The thymus gland acts as a military personnel to the blood cells and tell the blood cells the jobs and the position they get upon training with inside of the thymus gland. And that's the reason why the thymus gland sits on top of the heart, because it's protecting the heart from foreign invaders. It's protecting the heart from nasty vibrational frequencies. It's protecting the heart from radioactive EMF frequencies, and the thyroid take on those things. That's the reason why as soon as you get a goiter or you get Hashimoto's on the thyroid, they check the thyroid hormones and they try to give you a radioactive pill to shrink the thyroid, because it's already radioactive, because all radioactivity go to the thyroid and go to the liver, period, point blank, period. You see that? So the thymus gland actually is a military school for the blood. So say the white blood cells go to the thymus gland. They will tell them whether to be a T cell, whether to be a B cell, whether to turn themselves into a macrophage, turn themselves to a basophil, a neutrophil, a monophil, and then these things create the lymphatic defense system, or what they call, which I don't believe in, they call it the immunological system. So if you look at the heart chakra, what we call the thymus gland, I feel like, just looking at it from a spiritual metaphysician standpoint, that's in control of protecting the body electrical magnetic field. Because if you look at the scientific clinical things of what the thyroid does, it literally protects the body from foreign invaders, and it protects the integrity of the cellular, or what you call the Golgi apparatus, the cellular membrane, for the cellular membrane will not be penetrated, and your cells won't go through something called cellular apoptosis, basically when the cells die off and they don't return again. You see that? Then you go down again. Now we starting to get into the solar plexus. Now the solar plexus is created with a few different organs. You have your adrenal glands, which is a part of the solar plex chakra. And not only that, you have the pancreas, which is a part of the solar plex chakra. Me personally, just being in clinical trials and healing for the last 11 years and studying metaphysics, studying religion, and studying all the different things that I study, the solar plex chakra is the strongest chakra because we are solar people. We are people that come from the sun. See that? And sun people is solar people. So the solar plex chakra is very intriguing to me because it's made by many different organs. So first I want to talk about the pancreas. Sorry, y'all. I'm just paying attention to my phone and I'm not paying attention to other people here. So when you get into the pancreas is in control of 4,000 enzymic reactions that help you actually break down your food. Not only that, you have a ganglia, which means a cluster of melanated nerve centers inside the pancreas that's called the islands of Langerhans. Inside the islands of Langerhans, inside the pancreas, you have the beta, you have the alpha cells. The alpha cells is what produces glycogen. You have the beta cells. The beta cells is what produces insulin. And then you have the delta cells. The delta cells produces something called samiotostatin. So the insulin is what actually grabs a hold of glycogen and it acts like a key and it turns the door to the blood cells open and it brings insulin in. For insulin can actually break down the food and yield it as ATP, or what you call adenosine triphosphate, for energy. So when you look at the solar plexus chakra, the solar plexus chakra in a spiritual sense is the key to information and digesting this information and breaking it down. And that's the reason why the solar plexus is yellow, and the color yellow is attracted or is on anything that reminds you of intellectual stimuli. For instance, if you want to remember something that you read, and you will get a yellow highlighter. If you're going to school, you will get on a yellow school bus. You see that? So we see that the solar plex deal with intellect, and we are solar children, and that's why we're the most intellectual melanated children on planet Earth. Then another part of the solar plexus chakra is the adrenal glands. Other than the kidneys, I don't know what else is the most important glands on the body, to be honest with you. The adrenal glands is in control of everything in the body. The adrenal glands is in control of the parasympathetic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, things that runs on autopilot like breathing, respiratory when you breathe in and out, digestion, your penis getting hard or not, even women getting horny, them able to stimulate the pituitary gland for they can get wet. All of that is by way of the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands is in control of 90% of your mineral utilization. The adrenal glands is in control of all your sugar and salt metabolism. Literally, like, so for instance, if you get into a state of fight or flight and you need to run, the adrenal glands will produce cortisol and put cortisol inside of the blood. The cortisol will turn into corticotropin. Corticotropin will then turn into adrenaline, and that will put you in a state of fight or flight. So we see that fear directly affects the kidneys and the adrenal, and that's why if you look at the actual not solar so we already talked about the crown, we already went to the third eye, we then went to the throat, now we went through the heart, now we're working on the solar plexus, and that's why if you look at the solar plexus, what stops you from intellect is fear. Showing you this, that you do not clinically, from a scientific standpoint, when you're in a state of fight or flight, it's impossible to be intelligent because you are constricting all of the oxygen going to the brain, and you're constricting all the oxygen, going to different extremities and parts of your body that's going to make you think, because this oxygen in circulation is used for your legs and for your hands, for you can run faster or you can fight off whatever's trying to get you. So clinically being in a state of fight or flight literally makes you stupid. And that's why most people don't make good decisions when they're operating from a fear factor or operating from their adrenal glands, because you operating from a state of being in fear, false evidence appearing real. Scientifically, it shows you that it's cut off the circulation of oxygen to your brain, and it stunts your growth because your cells can only do two things. They can either go towards growth or go towards protection, and they can't do both of them at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So once you really start looking at these things, man, it blows your mind. Then you move down and you go into the Sacral Chakra. And the Sacral Chakra is the ovaries and not only in the testes. in the prostate. That's the sacral chakra. For the women, it's the ovaries. For the man, it's the testes, and it's the prostate. And these things actually produces the life force. This is the life force. You see that? So these are chakras. These are ganglion nerve endings, or what you call cluster melanated cells. And they actually are very, very powerful. So for people to get on here and say Yaki is speaking of Buddhism and, you know, speaking of Hinduism and all this other shit that y'all be claiming that I'm into, everything that I speak is from a scientific point, and I always back it up with evidence, y'all. I always give y'all the clinical names of these things, the clinical trials, where I learned the information from, how I learned it in my own field. Did we send different samples off to my laboratory? Like, everything I ever tell you, I don't even open my mouth and speak unless I'm not for sure about something. So you can guarantee yourself, and I still want y'all to actually, you know, study everything that I'm telling y'all and do your own research. But I can guarantee you that if it comes from my lips, it's true. Because I don't speak unless I know for a fact for it to be true. Not from me hearing it from somebody, but from my own clinical trials and from my own clinical studies. You see that? And then next, of course, you got your root chakra. So for people to say chakras don't exist, there you go. That is the scientific proof that chakras exist. It is nothing but a ganglia nerve cluster. And the reason why these nerves are clustered inside of the body is because my right side is actually operated by my left side, the left hemisphere of my brain. The left hemisphere of my brain is actually operated by my right side of my body. So if I want to use my right hand, I'm using my left hemisphere of my brain to use my right hand. In order for that to happen, there will have to be a nerve that go this way. And then, for instance, my right side of my brain controls the left side of my hand. So if I'm doing this with both of my hands at the same time, I'm using both bridges of my brain to do that. So what the nerves are going to do, the nerves are going to cross. When the nerves cross, and you have many nerves that starts to cross, they call these clusters. These clusters, again, is called ganglia. These ganglias is called chakras or vortexes because so much neuroelectrical melanin transmitters are communicating with each other at once that they create their own network. And this own network is called a wheel, a vortex, or a cluster of melanated energy, and that is what you call a chakra. Chakra come from the word circle. Circle come from the word goddess Circe in Greek or in Latin. Goddess Circe literally come from the word church. Church, and that's why you have in the Bible to talk about the 7 churches of Asia. The 7 churches is actually talking about the 7 chakras inside of the body. You see what I'm saying? That's why everything is in sevens. You have 7 seas. You have 7 continents. You have 7 branches on the menorah stick. You have 7 seals that's on the book in the book of Revelation. That's on the spine of the book. You have 7 holy archangels. You have 7 gods of Kemet. I mean, notice this word 777. That's why I got a 7 in the middle of my forehead. I mean, it's a very deep number, y'all. And the reason why is you have 7 spectrums of light. You have 7 colors. You have 7 Machs, or what you call 7 sound wave frequencies. I mean, everything is by 7s, y'all. And we can keep going so on and so on and so forth. As so without, so within. As above, so below. So, you know, for people to be on here thinking that y'all know what y'all talking about, y'all don't. So before you try to pick a debate or something with me, please get your studies up, because you won't win whatsoever. Like, I'm true to this shit for real, for real. Like, we do this for real. We study for real. We in the field for real. Like, we ain't playing. We ain't Googling. We ain't doing none of that. We really, really do this. Like, this is my actual purpose. And you ain't fucking with my purpose. So, like, quit trying to get a name out here and trying to challenge me and lying on me and stuff like that. Because you're not doing nothing but hurting yourself. That's all you're doing. Now, let's talk about how to heal these things. In order to heal the body, to produce the things that you need to be producing, to open up the lymphatic system for filtration. For instance, when we talking about the solar plexus, we're going back to the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands produces something called acetylcholinesterase. Acetylcholinesterase then goes to the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus campus and gets converted over into acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that is used to dilate and constrict your lymphatic system to start moving that toxicity outside of the body. This is what turns on the liver to get you to start having that detoxification basically process going on with inside of the biospiritual mechanism, right? So it behooves us when we healing the body and when we detoxing and when we getting herbs, that we start adding herbs inside of our healing regimen that's going to go after the so-called glandular highway, but we can start having chakra healing sessions, because without healing the chakras, it's impossible to open up the lymphatic system, and without opening up the lymphatic system, it's impossible to get the kidneys online and get the kidneys to actually filtrate the lymphatic sewage that's inside the body. So, you know, the berry kingdom, when you look at fruits, the berry kingdom is very, very strong in detoxing all of the different, you know, so-called glandular highways or glands inside of your bodies, you know. And I'm talking about juniper berry. Juniper berry is very, very good for the kidneys. You see that? Then we got bilberry. Bilberries is very, very good for the hypothalamus gland. You got strawberries. Strawberries is very, very good when it comes to the throat chakra, or what we call the thyroids. You got hawthorn berries. Hawthorn berries is very, very good when it comes to talking about the actual thymus gland, or what they call the heart chakra. Notice the hawthorn berries is for the heart. And whenever you want to heal somebody of heart disease, you give them hawthorn berries and you give them greater bugleweed. And that hawthorn berries will aid the heart and aid the thymus gland. You see what I'm saying? And once you really start getting into what these berries is, like blueberries and blackberries mixed together, is very, very good for the solar plexus, because it's good for digestion. It breaks up mucoid plaque inside the intestines, and it actually gives the body certain enzymes that complements the pancreas. See that? Going back to the solar plexus. And then eating all these berries together is good for the root chakra and good for the sacral chakra. Now, the reason why berries is so powerful is because berries are light, so they're very simple when it comes to breaking it down to the digestive system. Berries are full of oxygen. That's why I call berries oxygenators. They're very, very good, very full of oxygen, bringing high yields of oxygen and vitality to the brain. And they're antioxidants. I mean, there's so many antioxidants in them, and bioflavonoid properties like tannins inside of them to thin your blood, to help circulations. You know, many different type of bioflavonoids. Some of them got saponins in them, but that's cool. You know, you have a lot of curcumitins, and you have just a whole lot of different bioflavonoids and light code frequencies inside the berries that's going to feed you intellectually, and it's going to feed you spiritually and physically, y'all. So whenever you want to cleanse out the chakras, you know, go on a berry diet. Berries, or get the roots or the stems from a berry bush. You see what I'm saying? And these things are very, very good for cleansing out the glandular highway. If you want to buy the herbs on your own, I just told you what to get. If you want to buy them from me, I have something on my website, www.yakiawaken.com. It's called the Endocrine System Kit. You hear me? Or if you want to buy one individual, I call the Endocrino Balance. But the Endocrine System Kit. The Essential Glandular Kit is what I called it. The Essential Glandular Kit. And that's what you need to truly, truly cleanse your chakras. Do it on an all-berry diet. You can have a little watermelon with it here and there, you know, which is very good for the glandular highway. And that's how you cleanse your chakra. Another thing to help you cleanse your chakra is mudras. Mudras I do in another video. And a lot of people said that mudras are fake too. I'm going to show you the scientific evidence in mudras, which is called hand gestures or hand postures, and how powerful it really is. Another one is yoga. A lot of people think yoga is spookism, or yoga is actually Satanism, when it's not. Body postures and stretching is for a reason. Because when you stretch, you unblock the meridian pathways of blockages of energy, and it can make you remember more when you stretch, because you're bringing more oxygen to different extremities in the body. You know, your sacred African Hebraic science have been perverted. And what they did was they made you think that everything that was actually good for your freedom, good for your liberation, good for your health, good for your intellect, good for your mind, they made you think that it was evil and it was worship, and it was Satan worship, when it's not. It's the things that you need to survive in this reality that we call the Matrix. And then everything that is truly, truly bad for you, they make it seem like it's good. And that's the reason why half of y'all is sick right now, because the shit that y'all think is good, y'all are actually following, and it's a detriment to your body. But the things that you think is wicked and is a part of Satan that you're going to so-called hell for, is actually the things that our ancient ancestors used to do. And that's the reason why they lived and they survived so long. Everything has been turned upside down. What they say is witchcraft. Now, don't get it twisted. There is some things that is straight witchcraft that they call witchcraft. But most of the stuff that they call witchcraft and that they say is Satanism and worshiping false idols, it's not that at all. It's that your mindset have been reprogrammed by a European dominant nation, and you are living out as Negropeans in this white supremacy world. So anything that's good for you and good for your healing, you automatically think that it's super wicked. Look, I even know a bunch of Hebrews that think having money and being a millionaire is wicked. Like literally, we have this poverty complex where we think that in order to be so-called Christ-like, that we have to be broke. This is the mindset that's have been installed inside of our people, where we have a broke ass like ideology. And then the moment that a nigga do get money, y'all think that I done sold out or sold my soul because I became a millionaire. When if you go back before slavery, the gods and goddesses and the indigenous people that made up these indigenous lands, like Mansa Musa and all the when you go back to Timbuktu and you start looking at Shaka Zulu and you go back to all of our tribes, the Geechee tribes, you go back to the Kikuyu tribe, these people had billions of dollars and they own oil, they own resources. They was dripped in gold. You start reading the ancient antiquity of Africa, they've been wearing gold teeth with diamonds inside their teeth. They're pulling mummies from their sepulchers in Egypt right now, and they got diamonds engraved in their teeth. They wearing 2 or 3 pure gold chains. Like, we been them people. We been that. We come from royalty. We come from riches. We come from wealth. So now all of a sudden, since Christianity done been beaten inside of our skulls, you literally think that I got to sell my soul to the devil to have something, man. Now all of a sudden, I get money, I done sold out. I talk about chakras. All of a sudden, I'm into wicked Hinduism and voodooism. You see what I'm saying? If I'm stretching and I talk about breath work, oh, that nigga is praying to a false god. Like, y'all, a lot of y'all sound like Christian, watered down ass preachers and pastors, and you don't even see it. Y'all don't even see the ideology that's literally been endowed and programmed into your subconscious and conscious minds. We gotta really think about that. Why the moment that you see any taste of freedom, it feels so scary to you. Why every time you see somebody being free and having a freedom of speech and a freedom of thought, you automatically label them wicked or they serving Satan? That don't make sense to me, and it shouldn't make sense to you. That should not make sense to you. You see that? The moment that you feel good and that you have become established and accomplished, oh, he couldn't have did that by himself. He couldn't have did that. Satan had to help that nigga. Satan had to help that nigga make that million. Damn, he made $2 million in a... Oh, yeah. Satan had to... And that nigga throwing up mudras. I don't know what a mudra is. I ain't gonna even Google what a mudra is. I'm gonna automatically say this nigga's a Mason. That nigga Yaki is standing on his square. It was a mudra, y'all. Mudra. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, he's sitting in Indian style. He's talking about breath work. He's talking about reincarnation. Oh, no, they done got to him. That nigga, the agents done got to him. They done infiltrated Yaki, y'all. They done got to him. They done got to this nigga. Damn. All of the greats sell out. And you not even realizing it's you that sold out. It's you. It's your perception on reality. It's the way that you download and decode information. Whole time is your mindset. You are the sellout. It's not the ones that's free in our minds that's saying what we need to say. It's not the ones that's not scared to go out here and build, to bring unification to the people. I'm not scared to go into the lion's den. You see what I'm saying? How is it possible that we're supposed to be here to save the world? And when I mean the world, I mean our people. Because world just means a group of classification of people. To save our people, when our peoples is in the ditches, our peoples is in the clubs, our people is in the hoods, our people is in the fields. Half of our people want to be rappers and entertainers. So, of course, I'm going to have to go there to get the people. It makes sense to me. You don't ever have to question me nor my motives. I've never asked y'all for money ever in my life. You can't find one video where I've asked you for money. So you can't say he's doing it for the money. I ain't never asked y'all for a damn thing. I get money on my own. I got to do this myself. I am a great, hard-working manifester, y'all. You see that? I can do my own things to make my bread. I've never, ever asked y'all for anything. Anything. I'm not following anybody. I'm following 4 women on this channel. I'm not even following nobody. You see that? I'm not even, do you realize your favorite celebrity follow me? Go look up your favorite celebrity right now and go to his follow. He follow Yaki. I'm not even following anybody. So I'm not in this for games. I'm not in this, to be looked at how y'all think I want to be. I'm not in here for attention. I don't care about none of that. I'm here to wake up my people, straight up, to bring them, my people, back to the sun, which we come from. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope y'all really, really start changing y'all dialogue and changing y'all mindset in a way that y'all trust people. Like, it's just crazy how we want to dictate each other moves and dictate each other missions. If my mission was given to me by the creator to go save celebrities, that's my mission. That don't have to be your mission. I'm not knocking you for your mission. And if I have a reason behind it, let me have that reason. Don't start making up things and start putting things out there in the atmosphere to start changing the way people look at me, because you inside are insecure yourself, or your black ass is really deep down jealous, which is all it really is. Jealous because I'm able to bust and make moves and you not. That don't mean that I'm better than you. That just mean that I was given my mission and my purpose and I'm walking in it. So there's going to be doors and opportunities that I get that you would never get because that's not your mission. That's it. Just like with you, it's probably things that I can try my hardest to do that I would never be able to accomplish because I'm walking in your purpose and I'm not walking in mine. That's it. Like, that's all it is, y'all. And until we unify and until we work together as a collective to see the secure future for our children and the survival of our species, then we're going to always be in this place where we going back and forth and pointing fingers at each other. And another thing, all the healers are going against each other all of a sudden. What's up with that? Why you a healer, I'm a healer, let's come together and we can heal more. Why do I gotta be a better healer than you and you gotta be a better healer than me? Why do your methodology gotta be the same as mine? Is your methodology working? If it is, good. Kudos to you, brother. All praises. You don't gotta knock my methodology. And mind you, all of my works are on here. I ain't never seen half of y'all that's calling yourselves healers, half of y'all that's with these celebrities and saying y'all, I ain't seen one testimony. Not one. I post hundreds of them. Go look at my work. Like why do we got to go back and forth with each other? Why is my name in all y'all niggas' mouths though? It's crazy. I don't talk about nobody. I'm too busy in my lane. I'm too busy in my purpose. I'm too busy saving the world. I'm too busy trying to make a change for my people, for my children, for my mama, for everybody that's coming up behind me, for my city of St. Louis. The murder capital. We need help like a mother. I'm too busy trying to figure out strategies and ways to make sure that we good. I don't have time to be peeking on your page. That's why I don't follow none of y'all. I ain't got time to be looking at your page. I wonder what that nigga using in his herbal compound. Oh no, that nigga rose hips. That's GMO. Let me go make a post right now. Yaki done use some rose hips. Oh no, he said what? Oh no, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be on y'all pages worrying about how you living your life. I'm too busy living mine. Straight up. I'm too busy living mine. But man, look, I love y'all. I'm just on here chopping it up. I'm out here in Cali right now. Had an amazing day yesterday. I was telling y'all how the business deal went good with Mama Makita. We was at the World Beat Center. We got thousands and thousands of seeds, different variations of seeds. Shouts out to Eline 3000. I'm linking up with that goddess too. She got seeds. She doing her own agriculture thing. So we most definitely got to link up, Queen. We're going to link up. You said you was in LA. Let me know when to pull up. I'm going to pull up on you. And look, let's get this going. I understand we have a million reasons to disagree. We have a million reasons to disagree with each other, but we have more reasons to straight unify. Straight up. We have more reasons to put aside all of that bullshit and unify. We do. Because one thing that we all have in common is white supremacy. Being oppressed, being depressed, being suppressed. One thing we all do have in common is being locked in these damn borders In order for you to even leave this country, you have to go get a permission slip by your white slave master. You see that? So like we can sit back and we can bicker and we can argue and we can go back and forth and disagree all we want. But until we come together and put that bullshit aside and start talking about the problems and the issues that is crippling the black community, we ain't gonna never get nowhere, and we are never gonna expand consciously as a people. And that's what I'm on. That's my goal. I don't care about what God you serve. That ain't my problem. As long as you ain't serving no white God, I'm cool. As long as that God ain't white with blonde hair and blue eyes, we good. Let's sit down and let's rap. Straight up. Sit down and let's rap. Like that's the point in the maturity that I'm at. I can't knock you for your God concept. You know when I'm gonna address all y'all. That's why at my seminar I started off Shalom. I identify as a Hebrew Israelite. I mean, I'm a little different from the rest of the Hebrews, but I do identify one. Shalom, shalom. I see my Kemetic brothers. Hotep, hotep, hotep. I see my Muslim brothers. Assalamu alaikum. Salaikum salam. You see that? Oh, namaste. Oh, peace and greetings. Balance, blessings, and alignment. I'm addressing everybody through their God concept. See that? That's how we rock. We should be able to come together because every other nation do that but us. But us. But us. So that's it. So I just came on here to correct that. You know, I got people saying that y'all keep making up stuff. There's no such thing as chakras. You cannot clinically prove the chakra scientifically being in the body. There it go. Bow. Ooh-wee. The ganglia nerve clusters inside of the body. Or what you call the neurotransmitter electrical field force. That's the chakras. Those are the organs or the glands inside of the body. That's just proven, point blank, plain, simple down the line. Now, I do, you know, since y'all haven't been playing fair with Yaki, because I haven't spoke bad about none of y'all that's speaking bad about me, especially all you healers that's got my name in y'all mouths when I'm healing everybody, and all of y'all clients are coming to me because you don't know what the hell you doing because you Googling everything. We ain't gonna speak on that though, but do me this service. Do me this, y'all. I done responded back. I done put my evidence and data out there. I done show you that the chakras clinically and physically do exist inside of the bio-spiritual body. Do me this favor. Debunk this with intellect. Debunk what I'm doing right now with intellect. Please do not debunk this with your emotions. Please do not debunk this with you trying to assassinate my character. Please do not debunk this with laughter and like it's funny to try to, you know, distract the people because you really don't know what you're talking about. Debunk what I just did with intellect, with actual evidence that you can prove what I said was wrong. Could you please do me that favor? You see that? If you for the people and you say you love your people, love me enough to do me that favor. Love me enough to do me that favor. Anything I say, prove me wrong through evidence and through intellect. Back it up with data, with clinical trials. If you ain't talking about that, you ain't talking about shit. Alright, so look, I love y'all. I love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. I'll be live again tomorrow. Alright, peace, peace. Love y'all. Peace and balance to y'all. Shalom, shalom to my Hebraic brothers. Shalom lakah, shalom, shalom. Assalamu alaikum, salam to my Muslims, brother, hotep, hotep, to my beautiful Kemetic community, namaste, whatever y'all want, man. I love all of y'all. We all come from different walks of life, and we all done had it hard here due to, you know, post-traumatic slave syndrome. So I'm not knocking, I'm not judging anybody for trying to figure out who they are and taking different routes to get to the same destination. I'm not finna knock your path. I'm not finna knock the highway or the lane you in or the car you driving. Long as you driving and long as you getting there, that's all that fucking matter. And I hope and I pray you get there. And I'm going to be the one pushing you, motivating you, inspiring you. If you need more gas to get there, pull over to the next gas station. Let me fill this spiritual tank up. Wherever you need to be exactly who you are and to do whatever you was mandated to do in this bio-spiritual body, I'm here to help you do that. I am at service to you. That's how much I love y'all. Remember that. I'm not here to cause division. I'm not here to cause separation. I'm not here to talk about nobody. I'm not here to make nobody look bad. I can't judge nobody. Read my bio. Look at where the fuck I come from. I have no room to talk about nobody. I have no room to point fingers at nobody. The things that I've done in my life, the things that I'm finally growing from, I will be a fool to sit here and talk about anybody else inconsistencies, anybody else sins, and anybody else wrongdoings. I used to embody that type of stuff. So I would never judge y'all. I am not perfect, y'all. I'm not. And you not either. So let's quit playing that pointing game and let's help each other out. We are all struggling and trying to be better. Let's help each other be better. Let's be each other crutch. That's what a culture and that's what a nation is for. Let's do that. Let's be that, family. It's simple. Let's be that. All right. Peace, God.